It's Show Us Your Tips. Daggy Beaver with you for the Caulfield Cup preview. We've got Randwick to look at as well. What's going on, Beaver?
Oh, mate, just working away. Looking forward to the weekend. Beautiful sunny day and some great racing. Caulfield Cup day, exciting. I think one of the better Caulfield Cups seen in a while. I think there's a couple of nice horses running around there, and looking forward to watch that one.
It's one of the better races we've had in a while. Actually, it's a cracker, which we'll get to shortly. Back end of both these cards looks a bit tricky, but we'll get through them all. Anything really caught your eye, or any thoughts before we get started?
Oh, look, no. Just keen to, probably just keen to see how the tracks play. I hope they're fair tracks because Caulfield itself has been probably difficult for those running on in recent times. So I'm hoping that it plays fair and gives everything a good chance.
Well, they're talking about watering again this afternoon, which makes me a bit nervous because that is generally what creates bias, whether it's inside or outside. So hopefully those hoses stay away for the sake of, there's not too much on. If you're interested in trying to get Gold Trip to run or whatever the shenanigans are going on there. There's all a bit of a circus.
Yeah,
what I saw on Wednesday.
I think that's right. Yes. What's your view there?
I think they should take the case that they have with some of the big races in Sydney. You have to scratch if you need a vet still, you get to scratch. If you're going to accept for it, you have to run. You shouldn't be able to.
Yep.
Semi-hold.
And you've got to be able to run on. Yeah, and you can't be just running just because you've got perfect track conditions.
Exactly.
I was a bit surprised. I thought Gold Trip would go to the Cox Plate. So I am interested to see that it is coming here. I thought it would go Cox Plate Melbourne, but Cup. But obviously they're thinking Caulfield Cup's the better option.
My gut, I sort of feel it's not going to turn up. I think they're going to scratch it, but I think they'd rather go Cox Plate, avoid the penalty in the Melbourne Cup. But we'll see. The problem is I'm probably going to tip it. So it's hard to really talk about a race 24 hours out. We don't know what the final field's going to be.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll get to all that.
Let's get into it anyway, right?
Let's not whinge. Let's get to Caulfield, where the rail is 3. It should be a good track. Apparently, it's warm, and we're going to kick off with the 3-year-olds over 1,400 metres. And I may as well start off today for once. But we've got I like the control here. You're going to have 2 gay bots going straight to the front. I think they're going to jiggy Joe up front. I think one of the gay Waterhouse runners is going to win. I'm leaning slightly towards Kazard, who comes off. I know it's coming off midweek form. But hard fit, quick backup, hippo on, I think, and gets the rail to start off. I've got it on top from the stablemate instructor. And look, Brave Mead can blow him away, but I sort of want to see him do it now. It does get a better run than last time where it was 3 wide at the Valley, but does need another win, I'd suggest, Beaver. What are you thinking?
Thought you summed it up nicely there. I've gone the same way. I've gone Kazad just on the basis that the inside probably means it hunts up, holds the lead. I don't think these two will want to cut each other's throats up front, and that'll certainly be the instruction. And I think it might mean that they're hard to get past. I think they'll fight it out. Brave Mead on their heels, but the others might just be able to, as we know, run those slower sectionals we get at Melbourne, and that's a little bit why we see the resurgence of Waterhouse Bot down in Melbourne, because they jiggy jog and she has some hard fit up front and they're hard to get past.
Mm-hmm. She might win half the card here because in the second, she's got the second favourite, which is the 2,000 metre Neds Classic, a Group 3, and we see the return of Riff Rocket off its big win. Is that the way have you thought much about this?
Yeah, I haven't thought too much about it other than that was an outstanding run last start. Gate 1 is ideal here. I think it probably gets on the back of Gold Bullion, tracks into the race, and it'll be too good over the 2,000 here and on its way to the Derby.
Yeah, well, nothing it raced against last time is going to beat it. They might not have been much good. So if I'm going to say well, put it this way, for the exotics, it's on top, but for the exotics, I think Gold Bullion from a different form line, will lead and run second. I think To Be Frank's over the odds off a nice win. It looks progressive. So I don't really have much more to add. See a nice horse step out again on the way to the Derby, as you said. The third is the girls' version, the Ethereal, for the 3-year-olds, and 2,000 metre Group 3 level. And I don't think there's too many dangers. This favourite either. Tropical Squall's coming off winning the flight, whereas pretty dominant there in front. It's going to get every single favour here. It's going to go straight to the front. from the outside gate. It's going to be, which generally suits at Caulfield, as we suggested. And I can't see anything beating it. I think around $2 is a good bet, an easy bet to have. If I was going to make cases, I'm sort of looking for fresh and up-and-coming stays in the form of Everlasting Kiss, which 2,000 metres will suit, and Wings of Song. I think 2,000 metres will suit both of them, and might be some fresh blood in the staying ranks, but I don't see how this horse gets beat, Beaver.
I'm the same. I tipped it last start, and it duly saluted. Runs prior to that were pretty good. Jumps in front here, and it's going to be super hard to beat.
The fourth is the Gothic Stakes over 1,200 metres. And who do you like here again for the 3-year-olds?
Yeah, tricky race here because we've got the two horses coming here from Sydney after some nice wins, and I think they hold the key again. I think it's not a deep race. They'll be the pace. Just trying to work out whether Dark Halo will be able to cross Facile. I think it will, and I think that might be the telling factor, that it might be just a little bit too strong in the run home. I like McDonald on top and Mar Eustace, and that's the way I'm going.
I think they're the two key chances, but I've flipped them. I think Facile will hold the rail and J-Mac won't push on. I think he'll try and just sit outside lead. I think they're the only two I've really entertained because Gumdrops is now scratched, and they'll fight it out. I'm going to go Facile from Dark Halo. Arkansas Kids coming off EIPH and will run well. The fifth is the Group 2 Guineas Prelude for the mares, fillies, I should say. And we've got the key lead up through the Champagne at the Valley, and I am going that way. The two that Cornellaed the race at Moonee Valley, the two I'm looking for here, in Incur Volante and Inhibitions. Inhibitions just hit the lead early and was nabbed by a great ride from Incur Volante. I'm going with the Blake Shinra amount, though, in Incur Volante. A bit of touch of Tafani about this. Just looks to get better every time it steps out. Impressive resumption. The only two other that I will look at for the quaddie will be, or early quaddie, will be the two gay horses again. Oz Empress will lead off a win here, and Azula, who is fresh and did some nice stuff up north last preparation, has trialled pretty well and has to be a live chance. What are you thinking?
I'm just going around that. I'm going for the visitor in Lovely Looking from the Gluis stable. I thought it was been pretty good the last couple of runs. I think it's continuing to improve, and I know it's coming from a BM62 at Morphettville, but that was impressive enough. I think it can jump and sit wherever it wants to here, maybe just in behind the pace from gate 7. I think it's a sneaky chance, and thought it presented some good value.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was surprised it was so short, but yeah, I guess it is a live chance. The 6 is the McCafe Sprint over 1,000 metres, and we see the return of a top horse here in Lofty Strike. Have you gone looking for that?
No, I stuck with Spacewalk. I loved the last start win. It was backed off the map at Warwick Farm, and that was an impressive run. It wasn't even asked to do too much there and put him away quite comfortably. Could have won by a lot further. Straight down to Melbourne and straight into a Group 2. That's an interesting placement here. I think I've got it on top and hardest to beat with the 6 kilo pulling the weights.
I've gone the other way. I just think Lofty Strike's a good horse. Borderline, well, a Group 1 performed horse. Beat Uncommon James first up. Trials were good. Oleon, I am going with it. I just don't necessarily trust Spacewalk. That said, it has put a couple of wins together. But that was a very impressive one as it liked. Resuming is the only other danger again. Another 2-horse race here. I'm actually surprised a couple of these others are so short in the market.
Yeah, I'm just worried a bit about the pace and if there's enough pace. And obviously, Lofty Strike is going to be behind Spacewalk, but it has a powerful finish. I just think 6 kilos pulling the weight, maybe a couple of lengths start and not enough pace. Maybe just might be the telling factor, but we will see.
Cool. And the quaddie kicks off with the Tristarc Stakes over 1,400 metres, where I've gone looking at, I found, in fact, Waltz on By. I liked its last run. It was stuck 3 wide the whole way. It was very brave, only half a length off the finish there in a reasonable race. I think it beats most of these that come through the similar form line. The only danger is Skewiff, who was heavily backed when it was scratched at the gates first up there. And the form in New Zealand is pretty good for a race like this. Opie Bossamon. Again, 2-horse race. I think, say, Magnifique is a little short for my liking, and there's not a lot else here.
Same. I thought it was a little bit short too, and I really liked the last couple of runs of Waltz On By. It's a horse I've backed numerous times before, and that was, you're right, that was stuck a little bit wide in midfield there. I think they'll derive a lot of benefit from that. Gate 4 is perfect here. It is the smallish field, so gets the right opportunity here to win again third up. Thought the main danger was Call Dive, coming down from Sydney. I think it can run a really big race, and I thought the $10 was quite juicy there. I'll be saving on it.
Might get sole lead too, actually, looking at this. Yeah. Fair call. The 8th is the Moonga Stakes, 1,400 metres. And again, there's an easy bet for me to find here in Nunthorpe, especially with our TiVo coming out to stay in Sydney. It's going to lob straight on the back of Buffalo River, as long as Blake Shin, who will drag them out. And if Blake Shin gets going at the right time, I think it wins and wins again. Just has all the favours in run. And a lot of these aren't going that good. Anything to add?
No. Quite surprised, $2.60. I don't think it'll start that. Yeah, these aren't going that good at the moment or resuming, and it's flying. That was good last start and run well. Perfect setup here again over the 1,400. Clear on top for me.
Beautiful. The feature for ProGetRacing.com.au is the Group 1 at 2,400 metre Caulfield Cup. $6 a field, as we said at the start, one of the better Caulfield Cups in recent memory. Would you like first crack?
Why not? I can move through this. Look, I think by the look of the market, Gold Trip's now getting out was about $5 overnight. It's now out to $6.50. That suggests to me that it's not going to start, which is interesting to me. So I'm looking around that on that basis, but yeah, I don't think it sets up as well here. I've stuck with Without a Fight. Really liked the lead-up run there. It was sort of in a really good spot and then got cluttered up and had to pull back and then switch around and really hit the line nicely at Caulfield last start. Loved that run. Thought this set up ideally here for the 2,400. And I've got it on top. Gate 7's perfect. It's my clear on top pick. Solcombe is my second pick. Love the way it's resumed. And then both runs this preparation have been really good. Wasn't in the right spot last time. I think Caulfield suits here, and again, Gate 6 gets exactly the right run to run well. Some of the other horses, I think, are major players. Really keen to see Francesco Guardia and see what it does in this. I think $15 is a good price. That I won't be letting it get under my guard. I think this horse has been set for Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup, and at one stage it was the favourite for this race and probably hasn't done all that much to suggest it can't run well. Was once upon a time about $5-6, now 15. I think that's a good price. I wouldn't be leaving out Montefilia. That was a great win last start. And a real turnaround in form. I think if it can produce a finish like it did last start, there's no reason that it can't run well. And there's cases for others. As you know, West Wind Blows is going well. 2,400 should suit. Bit worried about the gate 2 for West Wind Blows. If it gets cluttered up there and gets stuck sort of 6 pairs back on the fence or in the running line there, just might have to take off early. And just not sure if that's the ideal setup there. And obviously Breakup is in the market and is an international horse with plenty of upside. Thinking the Cup might be its main aim, so I'm leaving it out of the Caulfield Cup. I think it could run well. So for me, on top, Without a Fight, main danger, Solcombe, and Francesco Guardia as my 2 and 3, with Montefilia in the picks as well. What do you got?
I haven't gone up and down here, and I'm a little bit like you. If Gold Trip's here, I think obviously it's a live chance. We're just going to go around it here. for the sake of doing this. I found a Japanese horse, Breakup. I think fourth in a 10-0 show, reads really well here. Damien Lane's going to push up and probably lead, and hopefully it rolls along and doesn't go as slow as they've been going in recent times in these staying races. If it puts some pressure on, I think it'll put a lot of these under the hammer quite early. I think it runs a great race around $10 from Montefilia, who, when you look back on her preparation, it's actually been pretty much perfect setup for this race. Built each run. That was once it got out, she savaged a line last time. Loses Nash but gets Blake Shin, so you're not losing a great deal there. I think she has to run well here. West Wind Blows was a very good run behind Gold Trip, sitting outside lead there, and very, very brave. My biggest concern is gate 2 as well. I agree with you. I don't know if these European jockeys generally like being buried too far back in these sort of tight races. We've seen it time and again. They can get in a bit of trouble. So otherwise would be higher in my thoughts. And in terms of a quaddy, I would also throw in Who Yamal, although Montefiore did gobble it up last time. And the two down on the limit weights, Valiant King and Okita Sushi. I've actually got Karen's runner, probably fourth pick, I guess, Okita Sushi, because, again, I don't really like gate 1 for Valiant King. So, but interesting, they're both here on the absolute limit, and we see that form always seems to stack up in these kind of races. So what did I say here? Yes, go.
Do you think Breakup can lead all the way and win?
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Yes. Not saying
it will, but I think it can. You don't think?
I think Goldman will try and lead.
You don't think Goldman's going?
I think Goldman will try, because it can't. Well, Goldman can't win otherwise. Who else we got crossing over? That's about it. Where's the other pace here? Spirit Ridge was very tough last time, and Breakup sits right behind him. I hope I don't think they can jiggy jog and it can win though. I think it has to be rolling to win. So even if Davian Lane takes off at the 1,000, Who Yamal will be forward. And we'll see, I guess, those outside gates there, whether Akita Sushi or West Wind Blows pushes up underneath is the next best, I think, in terms of a map.
Yep.
Good race.
Interesting. Could be a bit of pace going on into the first corner. The problem is, right, for horses like West Wind Blows, is it's quite a short run for that first straight. So the horses tend to come across quick and carve across. So you're going to have a lot of horses coming across, trying to kick up and get in. So how West Wind Blows sits will be interesting.
Definitely. And that's, as we said, a concern for both West Wind Blows and the other thing, Valiant King, because Jamie Carr is one that will try and push forward. So all of a sudden, a lot of pressure up there.
Yep.
Looking forward to see it all pan out, and obviously we'll get a line for the rest of the staying contests over the Flemington Carnival too there. Anything else on the feature?
Nothing more from me.
Cool. Let's wrap up with the Alinghi Stakes. Race 10, 1,100 metres. And we've got a horse that is airborne here. And I'm not jumping off. Vivienne just keeps jumping the bar this prep. Going really well. Price suggests it. But on top from me, from a couple at a price here, I think Miss Middle Park is a little bit forgotten. Nice horse. 20-1 is the danger, and Vespertine's trialled up well for this. Nothing. Remember, over that Queensland Carnival just had nothing go right every run there, and is better than that. I think can improve, and maybe over the odds. How have you seen this?
Yeah, I went for Vivienne. I kind of went looking to say, when's the bubble going to burst? Is there something here? And I really couldn't find anything. As you said, it's airborne at the moment. Gate 8's perfect. Up a few kilos in weight, but probably this class is, it's not overly packed with class this race. So, clear on top for me, finding it hard to find something to beat it.
Perfect. You're in charge of the Caulfield quaddie here, Beaver, so have at it.
Here we go. Let's have a look here. Let's try and mix it up here, get a little bit of value into this as well. In the first leg, I'm going race 7, number 2, Scoo Whiff. Number 3, Revolutionary Miss. Number 7, Waltz On By. And number 9, Call Die.
Cool.
In the second leg, found this one a bit narrower. I've gone number 7, Cause for Concern, number 10, Nunthorpe, and number 11, Climbing Star. Moving into the third leg, which is the Caulfield Cup.
It might be time for you to
I've
break up
gone
with
number
Climbing Star
2.
soon, Beaver. You love that horse.
Yeah. No, not overly, but I think that's not a difficult race.
Yeah.
Moving into the Caulfield Cup, I've gone number 2, Without a Fight, number 3, Breakup, number 4, Montefilia, number 5, Francesco Gardia, number 8, Solcombe, and I'm throwing in number 13, Goldman, as an outsider.
Right, okay. If Gold Trip's here, does it go in, or are you taking it on?
Nah, taking it on.
Okay.
And to finish off, last leg, I'm going number 1, H2O, number 5, Vivian, and number 11, Ganati.
Beautiful. For progretracing.com.au, of course, check them out for the news and everything going on there. You've got a best and value.
I do have a best and value. My best comes up in race 8, number 10, Nunthorpe. And my value comes up in Caulfield Cup, race 9, number 2, Without a Fight.
I'm going to make my best race 3, number 1, Tropical Squall, and my value. Let's go to the Cup 2. Why don't we go for race 9, number 3, Breakup. The Japanese horse to run well there. Let's head to Randwick, where we've got the lead up to the Five Diamonds on a tricky card here, another 10-race card as usual. We're going to have a good track. We've got the rail in the 5-metre position, so let's watch out for potentially some on-pace stuff. And we're going to kick off with the 2-year-olds over the 1,000 metres, where I am going to kick off again with a Waterhouse runner in the 300. I really like the improvement between its 2 trials. I think it's going to get control here. It's going to have a stablemate riding shotgun, and I think it's going to win. If I'm going to suggest a danger, I think Blue Illusion can improve. That was heavily backed in the Maribyrnong plate or plate trial, whatever it was, and I think it's better than what we saw there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you're right. It was heavily backed, and so you'd expect they think it's got a bit of ability. Going to stick with the 300. Gate 1, Waterhouse, straight to the front, and potentially a bit of favouritism for those on pace up front on the rails here. So that's the way I'm going to go.
Beauty. The second is the Highway, a Class 3 1,800-metre race. I could only really entertain Amaranth, but I hate Gate 1 for it, so I'm not as enthused about this race as I've been about Highways of late. So not a lot to really add here, Beaver. Anything for you?
Not overly fussed on the race like you, mate, but for the one of that pick, I'm tipping number 4, Hudat. I think he can run well on pace, got the right sit here up to this distance. Having come down from Brizzy, I think it can run well.
Beauty. We've got the Midway, the third race, at 1,400 metres 72. What do you like?
Yeah, interesting race here. Bit of pace, few that can sit off the pace. I'm going for Epicus. Thought last run was outstanding. Loved the way when it got to the outside, it hit the line with plenty of gusto there. Had the 59 kilos, drops a kilo on that here. Gets out now to the 1,400. I think it'll be a little bit closer here. Gate 1 I'm okay with, because I think it can hunt up enough there and get the split late, and bingo.
Yeah, I was on Epicus at 20s or whatever it was, first up, and that was a very good run. We're not getting a price here, but I think it's going to be in the finish. Has come back in good order, and I'm with it as well. From Peace Officer, this is a better setup than that last race and has to run well. And Saturnus is rock solid, going to be on pace here and is in quite good form. The fourth is a benchmark 88, and not much to talk about here. Marquez is flying. The form through its races has stood up, and it bumps into the form out of that other Pierosa race, which was one of the lowest races of a Saturday in recent memory. It'll win. The dangers are the 2 second up stayers here, Promises Kept and Stroke of Luck. Both are pretty good first up and might have more improvement. Anything to add?
No, I'm quite surprised that you get in the black here for Marquez. This looks ideal here. Clear on top pick for me, and don't think you'll get 5 to 4-ish come race dates clear on top.
Beauty. The 5th is a 1,200 metre benchmark 78 for the girls. Who have you found here?
Yeah, sticking with the blue colours here, I think we can double it up here and get 2 in a row. Only had the one start, which paid 2 on that short odds quite convincingly 3 or 4 months ago. Resuming here, will be in the finish, probably winning.
That was, a very nice debut. Obviously has upside, but does have to take on some hard heads here. And namely, the main danger, which is Kazu, who will be on pace, has trialled well, and has performed well in the past. I think there's only 2 hopes. Whether I plough into this favourite, not quite sure. Feels a little short for first up on a Saturday, but might be a
Could be
superstar.
7.5 kilos, and
Yep.
that's a fair pull in the weight.
Yeah. And was ultra impressive and a nice style of a horse too. So looking forward to seeing it back. The 6 is 1,100 metre benchmark 78. I don't really have a firm pick in this race. There's about 4 I can make a case for in terms of what I would actually be interested in backing. I think with your blessings over the odds, nice horse has hit the line well in a couple of trials and is a big price here. Contemporary, again, has trialled up well, ready to go. And obviously Smashing Eagle is in really good form, just struggles to stick that nose in front and will be a long way back. But as I said, a little bit of a tricky race for the sake of the tip over the odds with your blessing, Beaver.
Yeah, I'm keen on Smashing Eagle here. I think it's time for it to win again. There's no red card in this, and it was chewing ground up off its last start. I think, its form prior to this has been very, very good. Gate 6 is okay, and I think this sets up ideally on top for me and can get another win.
Beauty. Quaddy kicks off with a 1,600 metre handicap. We've lost Cepheus, which isn't leaving me with a lot left. Who do you like here?
Yeah, hard to go past the favourite here, Unspoken. Third up here, both wins have been very good. Only carrying the 52, and I liked last start's win. It probably wasn't entitled to win, but found the run on the fence and stuck the nose out. It's going great guns at the moment and just looks like it wants to win. 1,600 suits, and Gate 5 is ideal. Can go wherever it sits, wherever it wants. This is again a race with a long tail, I think, and couldn't find, when you're sort of $2.30 favourite and then the next in the market's $8. It's where do I find something to beat it? There may be something there. I just don't know which one.
Well, it's just right horse in the right race, isn't it? These are making up numbers, and it's as you said, flying. Real line chaser, I think. Yeah, $2.30 without Cepheus here, probably fair enough. I was hoping a horse like Wicklow or New Mandate can improve, or in Wicklow's case, Run Well Fresh. But you're making up, trying to make cases. Horse haven't done it for a while. So let's move on. The 8th is
I'm really keen that those 4 races, those 4 favourites are going to run really well in those 4 races. I think you'll be getting 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4 there if you stick with them.
If you tie them into those shorties at Caulfield, it's actually might not be a bad little multiplay.
Yeah, it's just picking the right ones.
Yeah.
It's just picking the right ones.
Yeah. The 8th is the Five Diamonds Prelude for the 5-year-olds. And I'm actually fairly bullish on this race. I think there's a great betting chance. Democracy Manifest was a great run in the Epsom, Doncaster, whatever it was, the one the other week. And it was actually chopped out close to the line. Probably finishes closer to the finish with clear air there, making grounds. And this is not nowhere near a stronger field. It's on top from Faulkner Park, who went away, had a freshen up and trialled fantastically to come back for this. It's $10. I'm going to back both. And I'll throw Ortego's Altivo into a quaddie. Good race.
Very similar thoughts to you, mate. Hard to go past Democracy Manifest's recent form. 2 back, 1 easily at Newcastle. That was outstanding win there in the Cameron, and then backed it up with a very good run. Gate 11, it will get back. So you want to make sure that they can run on at Randwick. So that's the one question mark I have there.
Yeah.
The other horse I was really keen on was Altivo. I think, if it was running I would have been super keen if it was running in Melbourne, and they've decided to keep it here. It was good behind Unspoken, so that'll give us a good form line there. I wouldn't let it get undue guard at $10. That's a really good price. So finding it hard to split both of those. And you're right, Faulkner Park can run well, resuming.
Awesome. The 9th is the Big Dance Wildcard Handicap. Who have you found in this gala contest?
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah.
I've gone for number one, Flying Crazy, at $7 here. I think it can run a really nice race. Went back and looked at last start, and that was pretty good behind Cepheus. Last two starts has been less than a length last start, and a length and a half the start before that. It launched late there last start again, so probably doesn't get as far back this time. And the 1600 suits from gate 3. I'm really keen on this running a really nice race, and I think it'll be finishing in the top 3 or 4 with Lock Eagle. I think it can improve now third up with only 52.5 on its back.
Was there a concern about 0 from 4 at the track, or not really?
Yeah, a little bit of a concern, but looking at last run, not so. Oh, that was at Rose Hill. Yeah, so look,
He's going really well.
Exactly.
It tempts me as well. Will be in my numbers. I've come back to Spangler. I was keen on it in the Cameron, got smashed by Democracy Manifest. But now third up off the back of a trial on the way through, I think runs well. And then I was sort of making the case that these two Waterhouse runners can set up for each other here again. They're the only pace here for Valor and Journalism. I think if they control this, For Valor's going to run really well. And Highlights is going to be the one right on their back and might just get the best run of the lot, and it's down on 52 kilos. So playing around those sort of 3, I do like the case you've made for Flying Crazy. That sort of 0 from 4 was the only reason I didn't tip it on top, to be honest. But we'll go into the quaddie.
While we're picking holes, mate, do you think Sprangler's 3 out of 4 wins being on heavy tracks is a bit of concern?
No, that is a very, very, very true concern. So, at the end of the day, there's holes. You can put a hole in. You can put a hole in any of these. So something has to win it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
All righty, let's wrap up. I haven't completely finished this race, to be honest, but we've got a 1200 metre benchmark 88 wrapping us up, and I'll hand over to you because, as I said, I don't really have an opinion yet.
Yeah, tough race to finish the day. I think this is another race where anything can win and anything could bob up. So I've settled on number 7, Pizarro, third up here.
Yeah.
Thought it could run well. 2 runs in this prep have been pretty good and has ran well in better races than this, but ran on nicely behind Eamon last start. I thought that was a good setup for this. I think now it's ready to run well in this 1200. Gate 10 is okay, and I think there'll be enough pace in this for it to get a good spot. Main dangers, the 5, extremely lucky. It's working into this nicely.
Yeah, I think the bigger field suit's extremely lucky. It's just been in a couple of those small fields where it hasn't got going, really. But tricky race to finish day. I can have something on Sandstock, now third up, going okay. Capo Strata missed the start last time out. Might be the last swooper there, and Dynamic Impact. All reasonable prices. For progroupracing.com.au, I guess I've got to come up with a Randwick quaddie in the first leg. Let's go with 4 New Mandate, 7 Wicklow, 11 Unspoken. Second leg, 2 Democracy Manifest, 4 Zoom On, 6 Waterford, 8 Faulkner Park, 11 Wategos, 14 Altivo. Third leg, 1 Flying Crazy, 4 Steely, who finally got back into the winner's stall, 7 Spangler, 9 For Valor, 12 Journalism, 16 Highlights. And we'll come home with 5 Extremely Lucky, 9 Dynamic Impact, 13 Tri-State, 15 Sandstock, and 19 Capo Strata. For progroupracing.com, as mentioned, my best will be Race 4, number 6, Marquez. And my value race... Let's have a look here. Race 9, number 9 for Valor. It's double figures. Good enough for me. What about yourself?
Yeah, best bet. Race 7, number 11, Unspoken. And my value bet comes up in the last race 10, number 7, Pizarro.
Awesome. Ending up in Queensland?
Of course, couldn't let the punters down with nothing in Queensland. Eagle Farm, I've got a few. Eagle Farm, race 4, number 10, Angeles. Think it can run really well. Race 6, number 6, Quality Time. Think it's ready to run a very good race. And then later in the day, race 9, number 6, Sweet Margot May. And we're going to finish off the day, race 10, number 4, Lost in Transit.
Beautiful. Thank you, Beaver.
Thank you.
Good punting tomorrow, guys. Enjoy Caulfield Cup Day 2. Cracking cards there. And we'll be back next week. Probably later in the week. I think we've got the Manikato Stakes next Friday night. So we might do the Friday night preview, Friday and Saturday next week. But stay tuned to Pro Get Racing for all of that. And we'll talk soon. Catch ya.